trade you need? Is that not your trades that you need right there and there? Absolutely, right? There's your two buy trades there and there. So let's take a look at those trades and see where they were and see why the spread made sense. Does everybody see the spread? There's the break there. There's the big 103 wholesale price. So there's the 103 wholesale price right there. So we run the stops. The spread's going back up again. And there's the buy trade there. And there's the winner right there, guys, into the prior highs at 105s. Time with the spread now diverging into that high price. It's time to book that $2,000 winner in line with that perfect buy spread. Crazy, isn't it? Crazy, 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 crazy. Classroom that we did this morning, isn't it? Classroom that we did this morning, which also got you short, by the way, for that $2,000 sell trade. It's just got you long for that $2,000 buy trade. That's a $4,000 round turn since quarter past one. So in just over an hour, you've just done $4,000 round turn from a new high price into a new low price, back into the same high price. $4,000 per contract for anybody that listened to the classroom this morning and took action against that narrative. The classroom was based on this level over here, based on the sell trade that we got in the crack spread at 9 o'clock, not the crack spread, the oil spreads at 9 o'clock. And obviously that takeaway has been absolutely beautiful. What a great trade. Now, why would we have anticipated a buy trade from here? Because that's where that buy trade came in from yesterday. That spread went bullish yesterday at the same price. So if we look at the orange line at that stage and just simply mark off the mid price of that orange line, because we don't know where the price was, it seems to be exactly where this orange line seems to have went bid again for a second time. Now, obviously, it would have been up to us to then see if the oil price did any spread trades there. Obviously, it was a very, very easy to spot spread because it said spread attached to it. And it was just simply those two contracts. And obviously, there's a lot of oil trades in here. You can see there's a spread there involving some options. But that's two different kinds of options. You've got the oil and you've got the oil futures. Two different kinds, CL against LO. You've got a strip trade there. You've got a options against futures. These are the normal ones. The options against the futures are the normal ones. But you can see, obviously, there's a different type of option again. Options against futures. Options against futures. Yep. So they obviously never came back in and did the spread. It doesn't mean they didn't do the spread. It just means they might not have done the spread on the block trade, but they might have done the spread elsewhere. Well done on the sellers, guys. Well done on the sellers of bonds. We've just broken at sell side. We've just broken at sell side, and a nice opportunity, guys, to book some monies if you don't mind. Take a little bit of money off that bit of business just there. And I've got that trade on our market make on the Ninja Trader. It was only a 2-lot we put on Ninja Trader so that we had a record of it. But there's the trade there. And you can see it's still open with one contract left in for $375. Pretty good. That's pretty good, isn't it? That's a pretty good bit of business right there, right? Pretty good bit of business. Sexy like a box of chocolates, absolutely. Okay, after the Dow sold off there, I'm going to be watching. We've not lost any of the floor or ceiling. Short term, we do have the floor dropping behind us, so I'm not bidding just yet back down below 900. So I'm letting the price squeeze as far as I can, and we'll watch for an opportunity here. You can see the sell came in beautifully at the top edge. The ceiling started to collapse, turned into a bit of a floor, and you know, obviously the sell came in at the top edge, dropped off, and then the red line, blue lines followed in behind it. It's always going to be slightly lagging. It's the relative value of the lag that's important, and I'll be looking to start bidding down into the 850s to see a little bit of business on this bit of trade here, see if we can catch a little bit of upside. Yep, this 850s just went 860s. Down into the 840s. Still dropping, guys. I've still got a floor that's dropping and a ceiling that's dropping behind it, so I'm still not bidding here. 830s now. Back above 850s. So remember, if this is dropping at all, I don't want to do anything. I need the ceiling to be rising. Because if the ceiling falls, so the ceiling is struggling to rise just now. Every now and then it has a little turn. And then obviously what I'm waiting for is if that turns, then the blue line should flatten and the red line should start pausing. And then we start bidding. At the moment, this is dropping down, and I'm not too impressed with it just yet. So I'm happy to be patient, wait for my value, and then execute into those higher prices. So you can see that now I'm starting to see a little bit of an interest down into the 820s, 830s. But obviously I've got to be careful here. I would rather the ceiling was making a move higher, which it simply is not doing at this point. For that reason, I'm being very, very cautious about overstaying my welcome in this trade. I would happier cross the spread and bid behind a move going higher than trying to force this one away from a bottom edge. It's coming off now. It's coming off now. Making a few $100s now, guys. Making a few $100s now. Good stuff. The blue line seems to have gone faster than the others, which is a little bit concerning, which is why I'm quite happy to book some areas. We're in at 45s there, and I'm just booking some 65s to close out the positions. And obviously we now have a little bit of a floor-ceiling relationship here, but I still need the ceiling to be rising if I'm going to buy the bottom edges. Got to see the ceiling rising, not falling, before I start buying a bottom edge here, guys. The ceiling at the moment is falling. The floor is falling. I am not buying this downtick here. Not in a million years. So I need to wait till this trade takes place. I'm currently flat the markets. I need to wait for the ceiling to improve. I need to make sure that the middle landing here levels out, and I need the floor here, the red line, just to be supportive of this down move on the blue line. That's not happened yet. So I'm waiting, anticipating for a buy trade, but certainly nowhere near a buy trade just yet. Nowhere near a buy trade just yet. The ceiling needs to be going up, guys, to buy anything. The ceiling needs to be going up. Remember, there's a macro picture which is very bullish, but there's a micro picture which is very bearish. That's what caused this drive into the stops. So the micro picture caused the drive into the stops. Now I'm starting to see the ceiling turning, but the price is already moving, so that's not ideal for me. So that was unsupported move higher just now. So a little downtick now would get me excited. A little downtick now would start getting me excited down into the 70s, maybe the 60s, maybe the 50s. Come on, we need the blue line to just pause a little bit, give us a bit of a downtick to give us a chance to join in. We've obviously got a lot of macro value in this. We just need a little bit of micro value, guys. We just need a little bit of micro value. So we just need that blue line to turn down and hopefully not lose the ceiling on it. I've got very, very wide buzzies on the downtick just now, just in case it does turn down. I've only got a silly little contract in, but I've got a buy trade in. It's making $70, $80 on a single buy, and we're just making some monies on the way up. But as I said, I'm not happy because this has outran the ceiling and the floors here, so I'm not happy with this just now. I'm certainly not going to buy at higher prices just yet. I need it to just drop off a little bit to give us a short-term value into this. So it's trading 80s into the 90s at the moment. Algorithms crossing the spreads to get into this trade, back up to the zeros. So we're at 32,900, 32,910s. Obviously, the algorithms went in for the big macro buy into the bottom edge, which we did as well. But the big swing trade obviously held on quite nicely. And that's what the result of that big swing trade that we did get into. And obviously, it's turned up quite nicely in line with the overall shape. It's just not a dealer's proposition. It was a macro trade proposition. You can see obviously that macro trade was a very, very big stop run, very high ceiling, and a floor that's massively divergent. And that gives us a nice opportunity to go macro longs into the bottom edge of equities. But as a dealer, it looks almost actually more like a sell trade at the moment, because you can see that the dealer sell is starting to show up here on that short term, but it's against the macro, of course, into the 30s and the 40s. It's just dropped off the 30s down into the 10s, down into the 10s. I do have a short trade on, and I have made some money on it. Bearing in mind, I'm just taking the dealer trades. I'm not taking the swing trades. I'm just trying to be the dealer on these trades. We were talking about the dealer narratives already. And we got a little bit of short there. We've just made ourselves $700, $800 on a 5 lot.